What is up, foodies? David from SeriousChef.ca, and today we're cooking steak, amazing steak, but we're gonna do it sous vide style. And there's a shot of my sous vide machine. You can use various methods to cook sous vide. I chose this one just for its simplicity and its convenience. The machine is very convenient for the type of lifestyle that I have. So decided to use that. And it came with a sealer, and you'll need a sealer if you're going to be cooking sous vide. Well, you don't need one, but I mean, it comes in handy. So what I'm cooking here today is a sirloin steak. Just putting a little oil, that is olive oil. And I am just putting a little bit of that before I vacuum seal the piece of meat. So a sirloin is going to get a little bit of an oil treatment, and we're going to suck the air out of it with the machine there. And that came with the unit as a bundle. You can obviously shop for items separately, and there's a bunch of different methods of cooking sous vide. So you can check all that out on my website. And if you want to pick up one of these machines, you can also visit SeriousChef.ca. I have a link there for you to get a great deal on one of these. So I'm just setting the temp at 133. That's a perfect medium, and that's the way I like my steak. Some of you like it a little more medium rare. Just knock down the degrees by 2, so 131 Fahrenheit. You're gonna pop the steak into the water bath for about an hour, and it's going to vary depending on how many or how much steak you have in there, the size of them, etc. But this is one that I got the recipe from the Modernist Cuisine at Home, and there's a link there as well on my site if you want to pick up the book. But it'll give you basic instruction on how to cook sous vide, what's the best temperature, how to set it, for how long, etc. So with this combination, you'll be cooking like a pro, like an absolute star, and we'll see the results in a little bit. But I was absolutely amazed at how the steak came out. So there's the water bath, and taking it out after about an hour. And the amazing thing about sous vide is that you can't really overcook. There are certain things that happen to the proteins the longer they stay in at set temperatures, but it's not as critical as if you have it over the stove, where you can overcook something literally in seconds. That's not really possible with sous vide. But the thing with sous vide is that you're not going to get that beautiful caramelized crust. What you see there is what it looks like when it comes out of the water bath. And it's a little dull, but trust me, by the time we're done with this, it's going to look like $1 million. It's going to taste like $1 million, more importantly. So there it is. You're going to want to get a pan smoking hot. I have a high temp oil, grapeseed oil, and I just put it to a smoking hot temperature. Put it in for about a minute aside maximum. You've taken all the care to get that the internal temperature perfect. So you don't want to overdo the outside. Just a beautiful crust will form like it is there after about a minute. So I like to let my steak rest with a little bit of butter. It tends to absorb, but you'll notice with sous vide, there isn't a puddle of juice coming out. It's really an amazing way to cook, and you'll see the result here in just a minute when I'm opening or cutting through the steak there. And there's a shot of the beauty, and it is beautiful pink medium from edge to edge, and that's the real advantage of cooking sous vide. It's edge to edge on the protein. So that came out so well that I decided the next night to do a rib steak, and I just was so amazed by the results. I decided to give a different cut, the same treatment. So this one's a little bigger, and it was actually about a couple of pounds. So I decided to let it go in the bath for a couple of hours, and you'll need that if you're using a larger cut. So this is a rib steak. The way I like to break it down, it has 3 distinct components. I like to carve it that way, removing the separate components and carving it up. So again, after a couple of hours for the rib steak, and as I cut through again, absolute perfection. You really can't mess up with this machine, or with sous vide type cooking, as long as you have an accurate system, and really there's no real way to mess up a steak. So what I'm giving you a shot of there is a Montpellier butter. I'll put the website on I'll put the recipe on the website. Didn't have a chance to make a video of it, but you'll get the gist via the recipe, and it is absolutely delicious. I suggest that you give it a shot. So on the side there, I decided to go a bit of a bistro type meal, and I did triple cooked chips. I will have a recipe and a video for that up soon. A Heston Blumenthal method is what I used for the chips, and or fries as we like to call it here in North America. But I'll be posting that video up soon. But in the meantime, this is for the steak, and as you can see, another perfect result. Absolutely delicious, and a little bit of the butter on top makes this. This is actually restaurant quality, and to be honest with you, I've had much worse steaks at very high end restaurants, or at least high end anyways, and the results you get here are absolutely amazing. And this is a couple of pictures of the finished product. So I really do recommend sous vide. This is going to be the first in a series of sous vide and modernist cuisine recipes. Again, there is a shot of the unit. If you want to check out my website, you'll get more information there. Thanks a lot, guys. Talk to you soon.